In Nigeria, how will you not feel attached after sex? Yeah. Like, no.
About every parent becomes the police in the lives of the kid.
Posing is not like me, I will just come direct like you guys do and open one ring and
So
guy, never reach me will marry me.
That's like you popping question.
There was a communication, something happened. So there's something like accidental
I'm
pregnancy.
working more than 12 hours because I'm going to wake earlier than him to take care of the children.
Do you know you are supernaturally built that way? Do you know? God has divinely made you like that.
Hello and welcome to the lounge. Of course. It's always a breath of fresh air. It's almost like saying, Melanie, your week is rolling on its own. And when it's a Thursday, I know it's also time for some fun. And that's why we're welcoming you onto today's fun on the lounge. Today we're considering a very similarly serious but quite interesting topic if you ask me. And we're looking at the entire beauty industry with a particular intention or attention to actually look and diagnose the issue of bleaching, toning, however you actually console yourself to deal with this. My name is Melanie Ishola, and I'm very well joined this evening by Moyiolua Olajide.
Hello, good evening.
How are you?
Awesome, I'm great.
I'm a fan of your makeup.
Oh, really? Thank
the
you
way it
so
looks
much.
like it's follow come, that sort of, well, I applied makeup, I didn't quite apply makeup.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And of course, we're joined by Temitope Aina.
Hi.
Should I say welcome back to the lounge?
Yes, welcome back.
Okay, so on this welcome back party, Temitope, I mean, Moya and I deliberated on this and we figured if we are being honest, in a place like Nigeria today, almost every lady you know is white, possibly except for a marvelous Agumiade.
And our beloved.
And our beloved Temitope. Yeah. And, okay, yes, also our beloved Hannah Johnson. And I think it's a good place to actually drop the names of a lot of dark-looking ladies, naturally dark-looking ladies who have decided to actually keep it dark and yummy. Exactly, right? Yeah. Because everyone is white and the pressure is real.
It's getting worse.
It's already worse. And it's why we're asking a very pertinent question. Beyond skin deep, is bleaching the new normal? Okay, you can do well and join us on the conversation today and let's know what you feel regarding this. Now recall that when I mentioned the names of ladies we believe we should put on the roll call of a sort of hall of fame of honor, I didn't even mention my name.
Oh.
Neither did I, Moise, neither did I. Okay, yeah, we did mention the But that's because also the whole issue of skin for a woman is a whole journey. Yeah. And we can't not shy away from the fact that from time to time you have a desire, you have a need, or you have a skin condition to treat, and all of these things. But beyond it, what we are grappling with is a situation where every shop opens, and this is my own figure, you cannot fact check it anywhere. A new shop opens every 1 minute, and it's on skincare, glow up skincare. Hello, excuse you.
Well, I think when people are now focusing more on how you look, your beauty as a woman, you feel like how you look is what, how will I put it now, is what portrays you as probably the high-class woman or the kind of respect you command in the society. That's why you see a lot of, say, celebrities. Now, have you noticed? Almost all of them have a skincare brand.
That's right.
Almost all of them. And I'm like, wait, where did you...
and a vast majority of them have just one skin type.
Do you get...
Yeah.
True, I agree with that.
And I'm like, did you go to school to study all of this? Or at some point in your career, you just decided that skincare is now the new thing for you. And now they are selling it to other women because they are influencers.
That's correct.
And I would say they are the one influencing most women out there.
Now, I think I love where you brought it. So they are selling it, possibly helping us understand that it is important to look good.
Yeah.
It is important to take care of our skin. And I love that you said they are influencing that, because the flip of this, in my opinion, Temi Chokwe, is that we've had an era where women practically did next to nothing. And this is my own evaluation, I could be wrong. Next to nothing. The era where people would apply sheen, apply ori, apply just next to, let me call it the indigenous name, not coconut oil as you call it. Adiagbo. And this reminds me of my mother. There was an Adiagbo woman just across our street when I was a kid. And then she would say, go and buy Adiagbo, and you know, you just rub it in. Yeah. But the truth is, at that time, it felt like people didn't practically allow their skin to breathe. Or are we wrong? Because these are the things we need to talk about. Were women not taking care of their skin at that time? Is it now that we're having to expend so much that we would then say women have woken up to taking care of their skin? Tell me, Tope.
Personally, I feel, okay, let me start with what she said. See, some people are girls, we do ourselves, let's not lie.
Yes.
We actually do ourselves, because I remember I went for an event and Bisola, I don't know her full name, she came out and she said something like, oh, she actually went.
Bisola Yola?
Yes, Bisola Yola.
And her skin has remained in
Yes, she actually went for a training. She paid for a master class, she did all of that. But I feel like now, somebody just sit down somewhere now, carry beans, carry gari, mix.
I'll tell you that, glow up, baby!
Do you understand? And just come outside and say, you know, but personally for me, if I see that your skin is not skinny, I will not buy anything from you. Because me, if I change my soap, now, the next day, now someone's like, come and tell me that I have eczema. And I don't have to explain.
You're even breaking out now.
Yes, do you get?
Yes.
So like, if I switch from Nivea to maybe Dr.
Don't just mention brands, except we're paying well.
Yeah, true. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but you switch brands.
Yes, I switch brands, and the next day I'm just seeing that, you know, I'm having like pimples and like I'm confused. Like that is that I will even cry. Like, what is the problem? And actually, society that caused this.
Yes.
Society that caused this. But then again,
but let's take responsibility.
Let's
take responsibility. Let's not push it over to the society yet.
Think about the previous era, the one you were speaking of when our mothers were still mothering.
Absolutely.
Because the mothers now are not. They are not
real. We are mod real.
Oh yeah, you're mod real.
We are mod real.
But then you will see that women then they bring out that inner beauty in them.
Is it the kind that Paul spoke about in the Bible?
Well,
something like that.
You know, there's no argument. Now, Brother Paul said, you women should not just make it about the outward appearance.
Beyond the outward appearance, your inside actually brings out your beauty. Okay. If you have some kind of bad, disgusting inside, it will reflect on your beauty. And you see our mothers, they like to mind their business. True. They mind their business. They eat good food. They eat fruit. They eat natural things.
How can I mind my business?
You have to learn to mind your business. It's not possible.
I'm just getting practical. How can I practically mind my business?
Then I met this woman, and you will agree with me that there are still some celebrities, I'll still use them as my example, that they are still keeping and maintaining that top-notch fair complexion and dark skin complexion. I'm thinking of the like of Shola Shobowale. Have you seen her skin? Have you seen Shafi Bello? Have you seen their skin?
When I saw Claron Chukura 2 years ago, physically, real life, in flesh and in blood, I practically told her that the screens have never done you good.
Justice.
She is
glowing.
You will know when they are bleaching or when they bleach.
Yes, and then you see Rita Dominic at the same time. Same 2 years ago. And then I went, oh my goodness. And then let's flip it. Those are like fair-skinned women. And let's talk about our dear vampire mama. Remind me, she never grows old. She just clocked 50 watts.
Kate Henshaw.
Thank you. And then you look at Kate Henshaw. Really? You look at Mercy Johnson. Yeah, you look at Genevieve Nnaji. You look at Iniedo. I mean, we can go on and on.
But it feels like this era of celebrities now just want everybody to see that fairness is the top-notch thing.
Why is it so? Why do you think it is so?
Because they do not accept their skin tone naturally.
Lack
of self-acceptance. You feel like you have to be this kind of skin color for you to be accepted in some kind of places. So you need to trust yourself, believe in yourself, accept yourself before you can maintain that skin color. And another thing is they want to be like the fair people. You know, there's this catchy thing that we fair, light-skinned
very
ladies,
attractive.
we catch people when we come in.
Very.
But then how do we deconstruct that? Is fair the only kind of beauty? Because this is actually
No.
this
It is
conversation.
the
reason why every glow-up shop, according to my own statistics, one glow-up shop, don't fact-check this, it doesn't exist. One glow-up shop opens in Nigeria every 1 minute. They tell you something glow-up. Can you call glow? Can you call skin? Can you call glow? I say, what's going on? What's going on?
See, at the point in my life, right now, I want to be dark. Seriously.
Why?
I love dark skinned ladies. Like, I love them, especially when you're makeup and you're dark. Like, when I see you, I want to lick your skin.
People.
Because it's just beautiful. It's flawless.
Yeah.
Now, at some point in my life, I had bleached my skin.
Okay.
I was fair naturally, but I don't know. I think something happened and I started getting dark. And I'm like, no, this is not me. I have another start who is very light. And I'm like, no, this is not me. I want to be.
You wanted to restore.
I want to be lighter than her.
Naturally, and you knew she was fairer than you.
Exactly. Then I started using all sorts of things. I had a school daughter at that point, and she went home for holiday and came back, and all of a sudden she's a skincare expert. And she sold me all of those things. And immediately I took it up and I started bleaching, and my skin was, at some point when I came back to my senses, and I started noticing that, what's going on? Why am I looking like Dodo? Why am I looking like plantain? I don't know.
The question is, who fried you? You fried
yourself.
Skincare fried. Fake
She
skincare
allowed
fried.
the pressure of looking a certain kind of way to fry you. Now, you spoke about your friend coming back and then suddenly becoming a skincare expert. It's a big conversation. But I want us to take it from the angle of the skincare or the beauty, and it's beyond just skincare, also our makeup and maybe hair and other things that make up the beauty industry in Nigeria is actually worth $3.8 billion.
Wow, that's a lot.
So this is a lot of money. So it is not this sort of our 3 women congress that we're now going to say, no, Auntie, you're actually not a skincare product expert. So don't do it. So don't open one skincare glow up shop every 1 minute in our area. Do you understand?
Yes.
I feel like this sort of conversation would hold over and over again and would continue to possibly draw attention to why people should accept that beauties are of different types, colors, sizes, and
Shapes.
whatnot, and shapes. And shapes. I mean, look at the 3 of us.
Yeah.
And shapes. I know, right? And I love that Moyi spoke about her, struggle at a point. And I'd say that women actually have struggles with their skin. And this is genuine. So when you now figure out how possibly the entire, how lots of women are now, or how lots of shops practically are springing up to say, oh, I do this, I sell, come and glow up, lighten up, brighten up, and all of these things, you discover that there are times when you run into trouble. I guess mine was when I started to have children, and pregnancies, hormones, and whatnot can actually mess with your skin. And then comes a time where you feel, oh, I should restore, and then you're introduced to all sort of things that then later make your skin undulate between spectrums. And you're asking yourself, what is really my skin color? Where do I belong? Not long ago, late last year, I started using all this skin routine. I was never that woman who would buy this and have 5 things for the face, 10 things for the skin. I could never do it. And then I got introduced, and let me acknowledge Margaret in absentia. And then she said, oh, Melanie is going to, to do. I mean, of course, Margaret has a great skin.
Yeah, she does.
And I ventured. And so I discovered that you could actually be addicted.
True.
Yes, to certain products. And then you say, oh, maybe I cannot afford this. Let me replace with this. And you realize that you cannot replace successfully. Just as you spoke about. And then it gives you a sort of change in skin to the degree that you're like, no, this is not my skin. It's possibly somehow like you're bleaching, but hey, I did not want to bleach. I don't know what happened.
True.
And there are a lot of people here too. So is there a need for this beauty or skincare experts? I think there is, right? There are a lot of people, there are dermatologists who actually went to school to study this, who actually need to help people along the different skincare troubles they may be having. But we're saying what we currently have in the market doesn't seem like that. It seems it's an all-comer affair, and it's messing up with every young girl out there. Everybody needs to be white. So, back to you now. Temitope, if you're looking at the whole whiteness and the whitening thing, and we cannot preach because people have a right to say, I want to be yellow today, I want to be black tomorrow. But what practically would you advise a lady takes as beauty beyond the skin, color, tone, or whatever?
Firstly, as she mentioned, self-acceptance. For me, if I look in the mirror and I see that I want to come on you, but why? Like, I have to tell myself that personally I like being dark because they don't have to slap me. No, I'm red. No, I'm green. No, I'm purple. I'm feeling cold. Like I'm changing.
No.
I'm not showing shit.
Bro.
No, it's the truth now. You see, they slap them now. They'll turn red.
Yes.
They're feeling cold
See how
now.
straight blood just hits me like that.
Their green now be showing all green.
Do you know how I knew?
And then,
there was a teacher that beat my kid at a time, and now I knew this was a very fair complexioned boy. And so when he came home, I said,
it's a show now.
And the teacher said, no, I did not beat. I said, you cannot lie
on this. Actually.
It is there. Come and see it. You know, and it's beautiful when it is natural.
Wow.
That's what I think it is.
Yes. And I also feel like advert agencies are contributing to this thing. It's that I don't want to call brand though. Let me not call the brand. Let me not just say. I hate it when I see billboards everywhere. I mean, you're advertising for a brand. You're advertising a particular cream and soap, and the girl is on full makeup. The thing annoys me. The thing annoys me. I feel like climbing up, tearing that banner, and coming out with that like this and start saying, please, nobody should buy this thing. Because I mean, because personally, when I see an advert, I analyze everything. Yeah. Be it video, be it picture. I try to say, okay, like, does this thing actually work? Even down to what we take in, the food. They'll just tell you and say, this thing will help you in this. But deep down, it's probably killing a lot of people, especially people with health issues. So I feel like advert agents, like, they should actually stop this whole thing.
Or possibly control.
Do you get?
You know, just
that's why I like when people come on Instagram and just
assurance.
You come on Instagram, you take the natural picture. I mean, show your flaws. Don't come and say.
And let us see how you progress.
Yes.
And where you are.
Yes. I mean, a good skincare will actually take you 6 months to 1 year to like
get.
And then some people say within 2 weeks.
Overnight you'll be and which one is super ultra white?
I'm telling you,
influencers, aside from the billboards and all of that, even influencers, you will have your phone with all the filters, with the highest kind of iPhone. And have you seen some kind of cameras that you will put it before you and it looks like you are not the same?
And then you are changed.
And you're using that kind of video to advertise a skincare product. Come on.
Was it Malaysia or which country that actually instituted a policy that says influencers would be penalized for filtering their pictures because it's causing undue pressure for younger generation of girls who think that there is only a flawless type of beauty that can only be celebrated. True. And there are all sorts of beauties. Okay, while we're talking about all sorts of beauties, do not forget that on the lounge today we've been talking about Beyond Skin Deep. Is bleaching the new normal? Do well and call us. Let's know what your contribution is regarding this. And of course, we've been so sincere as to also share some of our own flaws with regards to our struggles, bowing and kowtowing to pressures in the society from time to time, or a need, actually a genuine need to restore our skin, maybe after noticing some skin conditions or whatnot. Now, reach us very quickly. Number to reach is 091 3373 447, if I'm not wrong, 4592. Again, 091 3373 4592. Do well, reach us, and let us have this conversation. And if you do drop comments on there, we'll do well to read it out loud. So wherever you're calling from, let's know if you are white, black, or somewhere in between. And what's your actual birth color. I think we should start asking people, what's your actual birth color? Were you born this way?
No, I was actually born this way. I think I was born this way.
I think I was born.
I was born fairer, actually.
I stopped all skincare at that point when I decided to repent and go back to being myself. I stopped all of this. And mind you, let me talk about how I felt when I was dark and I wanted to be light, because I think we should factor that as why people want to be dark. Then I felt like
want to be fair,
yeah. So then I felt like I was not being myself. I had this inferiority complex. I could not go out. There was nothing I was putting on that was looking good on me. There was no time I would ever look myself in the mirror and I would like myself. I started feeling like I don't fit in. I can't come out. Probably I was a worker in church and choir. I really avoided being the face in everybody, like the face everybody sees.
You just felt wearing.
I felt well. I was not happy, and trust me, I went into depression. It was that serious. I would lock myself in the room. If it was not necessary for me to go to class, I would not go to class. If I'm going to class, I will wear face cap. That was how bad it was. Yeah. I was telling my sister a few days ago, I showed her the cream, something I bought, a soap, and I said I bought this soap. And I was telling the attendants there, I was like, this soap is a bleaching soap. And she looked at me that, how did you know? And I'm like, I used it. Because I was that desperate to like change my skin color.
So some people actually sell bleaching soap.
Yes, joking.
And they know.
Yes.
See, they should lock up shops like that.
Absolutely.
They should lock up shops like that.
I asked her, I said, madam, I want something to bleach. I want to be white. And she gave me.
No, nobody's talking about
She didn't even test.
Yes.
She didn't
test my skin. She gave me the first one.
Bad.
When the first one finished, I was looking like yummy. I know, as you said, it is addictive.
Yes, it is.
So I wanted to get another one. My thought was when I used it the first time, I'll just go back to my normal cream to maintain that color
so that
that
at least
I got.
you have attained it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when I did it, I'm like, no, now let us do more.
Yeah.
Let me be very fair. Then I went to buy another one. That was when I turned to Dodo. Because it fried me. I didn't know. I think that the other one was now
Word
the
of
fake
marble
one.
today on the lounge is that when you bleach to a certain point, you become
a dodo.
And I see a lot of dodos on the street.
Really?
Let's talk about dodos.
Now let's talk about the men dodos.
I was about to say that. I feel like men have tougher skin. And see, one person
When you have seen it,
I was passing in my car and I saw one particular man, black hair, light hair, black. And me, I know how to hide my mouth.
Let's talk about this.
Do you know, I was like, Uncle, why? Don't try. Let's do that next time.
I wanted to punch this man. Have you seen somebody had such horrible skin damage that you feel so horrible sitting next to them?
Next to them.
Nobody should feel that. You shouldn't make other people feel
Feel
that way.
uncomfortable because of your decision.
I mean, this man, I tried looking beyond the outer surface to possibly decipher whether it was at a point fair complexioned. And I figured that this man was possibly medium or average fair complexioned. Possibly my skin tone, or maybe fairer. Naturally, guess what he had done? His entire face had turned black. Not smooth black. Black patches. Manu.
Oh, that's sad.
Manu. Hey, I say I beg.
Yeah.
Now, you now look at that, and then, of course, he wore long trousers and whatnot, long tops.
Yeah.
Then I was looking at his knuckles. Nothing added up. He wore his slippers, so I was able to see through. I made sure to avoid where he was all through my existence with him in that space because I was just too disgusted. Not him as a person, but the skin he was wearing was too disgusting. I figured, how did you get here?
No, I actually feel like, so for some people, like how I see it, I feel like illiteracy also comes in.
Maybe.
Because I've actually witnessed some people going to, to meet the chemist, as we call it, like pharmacist, and say, Oga, please, this thing is happening to me, my face is not doing this, and man, they say, have you tried this cream? Like women, like older women.
For this man, I saw a deliberate attempt at bleaching, successfully bleached and unbleached.
The eye illiteracy thing is actually a problem because some people just go and say, I want to do this. I've seen some people, like, not once, not twice, actually say, okay, take this particular cream, it will work for you. And then they go back and say, madam, this thing, they make my hand, some people that cannot really...
They'll not tell them something else to use to
correct it. So I feel like illiteracy comes in when people don't actually know that you're supposed to do this, you're supposed to actually do this.
You're supposed to actually run a test on your skin.
Yes, actually see a consultant. And
not just illiteracy, maybe we can add poverty.
Yes.
You want to maintain a high skin level. You don't have the money to maintain that lifestyle. Like, why you do yourself?
Because how much are you consulting a dermatologist?
Really? Like, if you want to attain that kind of level, you should be on that level. You should be financially capable.
What do you mean? Are you saying just for poor people?
No!
If you want
to be there, I want to be in the category of fair people. You have to be there financially. Have you seen guys? Let me bring it back to the guys.
But is it not a cycle? People now use being fair to now use it as a sort of ladder to easily or quickly climb up the financial ladder, because you're looking at how do I make money? I need to attract people. Especially maybe ladies who want to. I don't want to talk about both sides.
If you are looking to climb the ladder, you have to do something. You give something to get something. It's true now. You cannot jump the fence. You have to give something to get something. Be ready to invest. Have you seen ladies that really invest in skincare? So if you want to go that lane, you have to be ready. Be prepared.
It's a worthy investment, to be honest. When it is done right.
Yes.
This is a worthy investment.
You have to be prepared to invest in it.
But then now, Nigerian economy is not friend.
It's not your friend.
Then go back to your natural color. The natural color that God gave you. Don't come and stress.
No, some people actually take toning for bleaching. I think people actually mistake.
That's correct. That's correct.
You want to tone, you want to bleach. Like it's a different.
So now we are talking about people that are bleaching, right?
Yeah. We are talking bleaching.
Yes, bleaching.
But even toning, for the first time I want us to look at it really. So because already even the term toning already talks to a certain improvement in condition. And I want to add a word, a possible alteration. It is toning, we said. Why tone? And this affects all of us, because almost all of us are sitting on that table.
Yes,
because you look at yourself, of course, the skin has damaged this part, you're stressed, and blah, 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 and you feel like, oh, my skin is saggy, I'm tired. Yeah. You possibly don't have enough water, oxygen, or whatnot for your skin. You do not even have enough nutrients in your body. What we eat, first and foremost, tells on our skin. But then with toning as well, because people have heat. And that's what I hear most times when I talk to ladies who open shops of, I'm now a skincare expert, and so I can sell you aqua white, you can white overnight, you can become white overnight, right? And then they say to you, oh, it's just, Shebi is just toning. Shebi is just toning, and this auntie has turned from black to, what's going on? This black that I'm saying like this, and white that is in heaven. Is there no clear difference? So I feel like even with toning, people just need to understand, I think, the most essential thing as being maintaining a great skin. I feel like that's the conversation we should be having.
Even the natural product that we say, the usual product, they are confusing us. Let's talk about what they write on those packs. You see, lightening, brightening, whitening.
Why?
What is the difference?
Lightening, brightening.
Lightening, brightening, whitening.
Some will tell you.
How do you know which? Exactly. How do you know which one is which? And you just say, okay, since I don't want to whiten up, let me go for brightening. And it's a lie. You're going to whiten.
True.
So how do you now find your balance and say, okay, this is the one I want?
So coming from there, you spoke of advertising. And this is also a part of it, right? So you're branding your product and all of that. The end goal is you want to sell, market, right? You're not in business if you're not selling. There are no customers. You are not in business. So what do they want? Your target audience. I do not want to mention brands, but if I did, in the 90s, I recall I was in the hostel. There were girls as young as we were, because I just recall that this thing didn't even start now. It's just that it wasn't as proliferative as it now is in this era. And then you have them, if I mention the name, you probably remember, but I do not want to advertise for any brand. And so when they say 10, and then people say, yes, wako papa sorry for that, you just, write it up a little bit. And then for somebody like my mom, you're still going to get back home and go and buy Adia, bon. Concern. Your cream is Adia, bon. Except when my dad started to take me seriously a bit when I entered the secondary school. And they would buy me a different kind of cream, not toning, but just a dedicated cream, because, girl child that was growing up and all of that. But for my mom, Adia can solve all problems, right? And then you look at all of these things and then you say, what they do in the end is that they have a market or a share of the market in mind. This is my opinion. They're looking at uneducated women, for example, that want to have great skin. Let's just use great skin, not even toning or bleaching or anything. And then they say, what are they looking for? They want to be attractive. Why do we automatically associate being fair with being attractive? And it's a race conversation as well. Why do we think a white lady is finer than a black lady? Black, even black as a race now. All of us, whether you go and use extra white, extracurricular white, you're still a black lady.
Yeah, true.
Yes, you're still black. So why do we think Oyibos, pardon me to say that, are essentially finer than us? So then they now say this uneducated ones, let's call it this way. So let's use bleaching. They now factor somebody like Moyi, who went to school, who knows the difference between bleaching
and whitening
and lightening.
They will now say
toning, brightening, and something
Enlightening.
to lure you. I feel like there is a lure. This is a big deal.
Yeah.
We're talking of a big industry with a lot of money, right? So the investment has to keep going. They do not want to lose out, and they need more people into the net. And I think this conversation is just so we have, a solid why people should look after themselves beyond what the big farmers want you to see as beauty. Moyi, I'm throwing this in your court just as we make a wrap around this conversation. The question still remains, is bleaching now the new norm?
Yes, it is the new norm, I would say, because everybody wants to look one certain way. But I feel like there are other ways we could go about this. You could naturally glow up. Naturally. See, trust me, if money enter my account now, like 1 billion naira, I will glow up. So trust me, number one procedure to getting this glow up that you want is have money. One. Secondly, you could take care of your skin by eating good food. Eat good fruits. Do not eat things that would damage your skin. Eat fruit like watermelon. Take a lot of water and mind your business. That's another thing.
I said secondly, to this era to mind my business.
Well, I will still keep saying
mind your business. We're in the business of not minding our businesses. Otherwise, what are we talking about?
But anyways, you have to like take care of your skin. And I've heard over and over again, I'm trying to follow that procedure now, and I think I'm seeing changes, is try to avoid using sponges on your skin
for a long
all
time.
the time.
Yes.
So now I noticed that I used to have breakouts on my face. I have like dark patches some places, and I noticed that since I started rationing it, I didn't stop totally, because Africans are made, our mothers have made us think that if you don't use sponge on your body, you are
not clean. Please go on.
So,
but I have been doing this for over 10 years.
Oh, really?
No, my husband actually fights me and says, I don't know how you say you've had your bath. I'll say, please, I've had my bath. Please, your wrap up thoughts.
Okay, to, back up what she said, I think exercise also does it a lot for your skin.
Yes.
And sleep well.
Good.
See, me, morning, afternoon, night, weekend, you meet me sleeping.
I sleep again. Thank you so much, Thank you. Moyi, this has been our show today. The Lounge has examined somewhat critically and somewhat because we've not been able to delve into some other areas and aspects of today's topic. But we've looked at beyond skin deep. Is bleaching the new normal? Do well to join us again on another episode of The Lounge. My name is Melanie Ishola, and today with me on set have been...
I am Moyoluwa Olajide.
Team Talk by I Know.
Goodbyes and thank you for joining.
I'm not going to propose to a guy ever.
And tomorrow, where do you live, Henry?
Are you in Lagos?
I want
in Nigeria. How will you not feel attached after sex? Like, no.
About every parent becomes the police in the lives of their kids.
Proposing is not like me. I will just come direct like you guys do and open one ring. And
So
guy, never reach me will marry me.
That's like you popping question.
There was a communication, something happened. So there's something like accidental
I'm
pregnancy.
working more than 12 hours because I'm going to wake earlier than him to take care of the children.
Do you know you are naturally, supernaturally built that way? Do you know? Do you know? God has divinely made you like that.
Imagine.